Hi, I'm Ray Majors Wildman, CEO of All the Way Success, and we help entrepreneurs and independent service professionals who may be struggling, stuck, or not growing as fast as they would like by giving them the tools and the strategies as well as the support that they need to move from possibility to profitability. So in this video, we're going to address one of the most frequently asked questions that I get almost on an everyday basis when it comes to getting more clients and making more money. And it's simply, how do I generate more leads and find more customers? On a previous video, we discussed the 6 areas of focus for lead generation. And they were, just to give you an overview, number 1 was trade associations, conventions, and trade shows. Number 2 was public libraries. Number 3 was business networking. Number 4 was purchasing leads lists. Number 5 was word of mouth or viral advertising. And number 6 was joint venture partnerships. As I mentioned in the earlier video, I would encourage you to choose at least 2 strategies for lead generation. And I would also like to remind you, just in case you didn't know, sales is a contact sport. So when deciding which 2 tactics to implement, I would recommend that you choose one that's active and one that is a passive strategy. It is very important that you get face-to-face, belly-to-belly with your potential clients. Hiding behind your desk, checking your emails, will not bring in new clients. You really got to get out of the office. So now that we kind of gave you the ground rule, let's look at one active lead generation strategy, and let's create a specific action plan for results. So let's look at business networking, and we're going to look at business networking offline. So I'm going to ask you first to choose what groups do you want to join. Chamber, BNI, LaTip, or NABO, for example. How many groups do you want to join? Be specific. You don't want to spread yourself too thin, though. Number 3, what do you bring to the party? Remember that lead generation strategy should also include reciprocity. It should never be one-sided, where you are all about what's in it for me. It's funny, it just reminded me of a story when I attended a networking event, and I was approached by an individual who will remain nameless. This individual was so aggressive in trying to get my business. I mean, I was completely turned off. And you know what it reminded me of? It would remind me of if you went on a first date and the person showed up at your house, rang the doorbell, and when you opened up the door, they got down on one knee and said, "Will you marry me?" Your knee-jerk reaction would be, "Whoa, let me get away as quickly as possible." Well, I would suggest when you meet someone for the first time at a networking event that you answer these 3 questions to yourself. Number 1, is this my ideal client? Number 2, does this person have access to my ideal client if they're not? And number 3, how can I support them in their business? And then I would ask that you schedule time to start to build the networking into your weekly schedule. I know it might sound simple, but if you're going to commit to business networking, for example, if you say I'm going to give 4 hours to networking, then you need to make sure that you build it into your calendar and also look at how much it's going to cost you. You know, what is the marketing expense or the budget that you have for your networking? Now here's the kicker. What is going to be your follow-up from the networking? If you're going to go through the process of creating and spending time in networking, I'm going to ask that you create a follow-up plan. I mean, seriously, do not waste your time attending any networking events if you do not put in place a strategy to follow up. And remember that people need to hear from you. I think the stats is a minimum of 8 to 10 times before they actually hear your message. One time is not going to suffice. So you need to create a strategy. For instance, the next day, after attending a networking event, I would recommend that you send every individual that you met that you have an interest in getting to know better, a personal note. And you can say something like, "It was great to meet you at the chamber mixer. I will be giving you a call earlier next week to set up a meeting for us to get together." And then what you want to do is you want to wait 3 or 4 days after you think they have the personal note. You want to pick up the phone and schedule an appointment, have lunch, coffee, or breakfast. And during the meeting, you want to find out what are they doing in their business and how are they doing in their business and how could you possibly support them in hitting their goals. This meeting is going to help you decide, is this a good fit? Meaning, are they truly your ideal client? Or, as I mentioned earlier, do they have access to your ideal client? And after the meeting, you want to follow up with another personal note, thanking them for their time. You want to then immediately add them to your drip campaign and check in with them on a monthly basis, either by phone or email, just to stay top of their mind. It's all about top of mind awareness. And what would be even better is if you could provide them a qualified referral after you met them. Again, remember the power of the law of reciprocity. At the end of the day, lead generation really takes 2 things: a strategy along with consistency. If you are persistent and consistent, you will see results. So, if you like this video, feel free to visit us at www.businessstrategycoach.com and sign up for our free video series. And as an added bonus for doing so, we will send to you, absolutely free, our ebook entitled The 10 Things That Every Business Owner Must Know. This is Ray Majors Wildman, thanking you for your time and committed to moving you from possibility to profitability. Bye.